Hello everyone, my name is Amelia Peña.
And my name is Jennifer Irribarra. Today we are going to present a detailed text analysis of a BBC News article titled Zayn opens up about One Direction split. We got sick of each other.
Let's start by identifying the specific text type. Through our analysis, we determined that this is an expository text. The primary function of an expository text is to explain why and how certain events occurred. In this specific context, the article functions to expose the factual reasons behind Zayn's abrupt departure from the band One Direction, as well as the recent changes in his personal life.
Now let's take a look at the scaffolding. Expository texts follow a very clear logical structure to present facts to the reader. It always starts with a general opening statement in the first paragraph. In this article, the opening statement reads, Zayn Malik has revealed the reasons behind his abrupt departure from One Direction in his first interview for 6 years. This successfully introduces the subject and immediately tells the audience exactly what information will be covered.
Following that clear opening, the text uses a series of paragraphs about the subject to progressively build the explanation. We identified four main topics divided across these paragraphs. First, it discusses competitive business motivation, and secondly, the paragraphs explored underlying tensions and friendships within the group.
The text then continues building the explanation with a third topic, which covers his performance anxiety and public image. The article mentioned that he said he had been working to overcome the anxiety that has largely stopped him from performing since he left the band. Finally, the fourth topic introduced a legal incident and his desire for privacy. The text notes that the Star also addressed the 2021 incident in which he was accused of harassing his ex-girlfriend, the supermodel Gigi Hadid, and her mother, Yolanda. The expository scaffolding then finished with a concluding paragraph. Rather than leaving the reader hanging, the text concludes by summarizing Malik's current outlook on life, explaining how his perspective has been transformed by fatherhood, and this provides a natural and satisfying resolution to the factual recount.
Moving on to the grammatical features of the text, because this article reports on events that have already been completed, it relies heavily on the past tense, which we can see in phrases like "the start with the band." However, to bring this interview to life and show his current state of mind, the author strategically uses the present tense during direct quotes. For example, Saint says, I'm a passive dude and I feel like I'm doing what's right. The text also uses a specific vocabulary to fit the music industry context, including words like world tour, contracts, record, comeback, and single.
As you can see on this slide, the author relies on the repetition of key terms to maintain text cohesion. Instead of repeating the name Saint Malik in every sentence, the writer is substituting with the phrase the start. By repeating this key term across different paragraphs, whether talking about his time on the X Factor or his desire for privacy, the author successfully connects all these different events together while keeping the text natural and engaging to read.
We also identified an anaphoric procedure in phrases like initially saying he had taken a break. The pronoun he is used to refer back to saying, which ensures grammatical clarity. In addition, co-reference is used to maintain continuity. Phrases like One Direction and the band are used interchangeably to refer to the exact same group throughout the text.
Now let's analyze the progression pattern. The text frequently uses a continuous temp progression. For instance, the start is followed by the REM, quite the band in the middle of the 2050 World Tour. The temp consistently focused on saying, while the REM introduced new information.
Finally, let's take a look at connectivity. The author uses logical connector to link ideas. For contrast, the text uses but in sentence 3. This establishes a contrast between his initial excuse of stress and the newly revealed truth. The author also uses connectors for result. In sentence 4, the word so effectively connects the cause, realizing the band was ending, to his resulting action of getting ahead of the curve.
To sum up our presentation, analyzing this article shows us that there is a lot more to a news story than just celebrity gossip. By breaking down its grammatical feature, scaffolding, and progression patterns, we can clearly see how expository texts are constructed to deliver fact efficiently. The author used cohesion tools like lexical substitution and clear contrast connectors to keep the reader engaged, while explaining the real reason behind Sign leaving the band.